Yeah. Hello everyone, good morning. Myself Muralidhar Reddy. I'm a DevOps consultant and solution architect. Now we are going to discussing about build and push to JFrog Artifactory using Jenkins pipeline. Earlier we saw that right manual process and also freestyle job. Now we are going to discussing about writing the Jenkins file and build the code and push that particular var file in the JFrog. Let's see the diagram so that you will get some idea. Let's take an example. Developer write the code. They will be commit the code to the GitHub or GitLab Bitbucket. In our case, right, that is a GitHub. And then we will set up that webhook concept. And then here Jenkins will be automatically trigger. Inside the Jenkins, right, what we will configure. First one is we will be configure the Git clone. It will clone the repository. And then we will build the code. In our case, right, Java-based application. That's why we are using build tool is Maven. Okay. And then we'll be push that particular var file in the JFrog. We'll be push that particular var file in the JFrog. Okay. Clear, right? Now here, coming to the prerequisites, right? First we need to be install the Git plugin, Maven plugin, okay, and also JFrog plugin, and also you have to be install Jenkins as well. Okay, everything step by step we can see that. Fine. Let's see the demo so that you will get some idea. For that one, right? Go to that GitHub repo. Here we have a GitHub repo. Here go to that repositories. Okay. And here we have a DevOps real-time project bootcamp. Select this one. Okay. Here in this particular repository, we are going to discussing about build and push to JFrog Artifactory. You can click this one. And here, as I said, right, earlier we discussed about manual process and freestyle job. Now we are going to discussing about Jenkins pipeline. Okay. Now here the branch name is build and push to JFrog Artifactory. And this is our GitHub report. Now you can open this one. Okay. This is the sample application, microservice one, web application. And here if you go to the form.xml, right, it will be generated the var file. Package is var file. Okay. Clear, right? Clear, right? Any questions? No, right? Now you can come down. Here you can see that prerequisites. First you need to check whether Jenkins is installed or not. And also JFrog is installed or not. And also you need to create the GitHub token for authentication purpose. Okay. Fine. Now if you go here, Jenkins is installed and Jenkins is running in Jenkins.techworldwithmurali.in, and also JFrog is running in JFrog.techworldwithmurali.in. Remember one thing, guys. Remember one thing. I connected the client VPN because our Jenkins and JFrog are internal tools. So I have installed this tool in the private subnets. That's why here I have connected the client VPN. Then only we can able to access this particular one. Okay, I hope understand, right? If you are not aware how do we install, how do we set up the client VPN, everything, please have a look previous videos so that you will get some idea. Okay, fine. Now what you have to do? Go to the documentation here. First, what you need to do, right? We need to install the plugins inside the Jenkins. One is Git, Maven integration. Second one is Artifactory. Okay, clear, right? For that one, go to the Jenkins. Here, go to the Manage Jenkins. Okay, go to the Manage Jenkins. And here we have a plugins. Click this plugins. Remember, when you installing the plugins, right, first you have to be verified in the install plugins, because sometimes, right, in organization level, sometimes our colleague might be installed already the plugins. So that's why what I'm suggesting, install the plugins. Click this install plugins. Okay, and here you can type it Git. If you see here Git plugin already installed. Okay, super. And Maven integration plugin also already installed. And what is that? Next one, Artifactory plugin. Artifactory plugin also install. Okay, fine. It means like step 1 is completed. If you're not aware, please have a look previous video. Okay, fine. Now what you have to do, right? We need to create one user. The username is JFrog. The particular username is DevOps. You might be asked question, Murali, here can I create with my mail, with my username? The reality, right? In real time, we won't give our username and password. The reason is, right, in case if you left the organization, right, your mail ID, your users, everything will be blocked. Then it will be impacted. That's why we always create the service account. Service account is nothing but we can simply call it as a common user. Okay, example, we will be create the DevOps and then we will give that particular username is techworld@2580. Now we can go to the JFrog and go to the administrator. Here we have a users management. Click the users. Now here we can verify whether users have not. Currently we don't have user that particular DevOps. New user. Click here and here you can give it DevOps. Okay, and here asking the mail ID, I'm giving DevOps @ techworld with Murali. Okay, .in. Okay, now here you can select administrator platform and then you can come down and here it is asking the password as well. Password you can give same password techworld @ 250. Okay, your wish guys, you can give whatever password, just I'm giving this one and then you can save it. Now what will happen, right? Now if the user is created related to DevOps, okay, understand it? That is fine. We give the administrator platform. That is fine. Now what you have to do? Tell me what you have to do. Now this first step also completed. Now we need to create the Maven repositories. That names is tech-snapshot for storing the snapshot, tech-releases for storing the releases. Okay, now you can go to the JFrog. Okay, and here go to the administrator. Here we have an option repositories. Okay, click this particular repository. Currently we don't have any snapshot and release, right? Now I'm going to create it. Okay, now you can go here, tech-snapshots. Okay, tech-snapshot, go to here, JFrog, create a repository, select the local repository. Okay, local repository, and then here you need to select which one. In our case, Maven, right? Select the Maven, and here you can give it name. Okay, and also here, most important, guys, here this particular repository layout, right? That is the Maven 2. Okay, and then you can come down. And here, if you come down right here, if you want to be handle both the snapshot and release same repository, you can. But in our case, right, I'm unchecking this handle releases. I'm only want to push the snapshot related one. That's why I have selected this one because we are creating separate for releases as well. Now we have created this. That is fine. I'm going to create another one. Tech-releases. Tech-releases. Go here. Create a repository local, and then here select the Maven, select here tech-releases, Maven 2. Okay, and then you can come down here, uncheck this particular handle snapshots, and then create a local repository. Once we create, right, what you need to do, right, select this application and go to the Artifactory, and here we have artifacts. Select this, and here now if you see here, we have a tech releases and tech snapshot we have already. Okay, clear, right? Any questions now? Any questions now? Now what you can do, right? We can update that distribution related snapshot and releases inside the form.xml. Here you can see, right? Distribution management. This is the snapshot repository URL. The ID we give that JFrog-snapshot, and here we give the snapshot URL. Where can we get this snapshot URL? Go to the JFrog and select the tech-snapshots, and then just copy this and you can paste it here. Okay, same thing for releases. Releases, right? This is the repository tag. Releases for repository tag. Here we can see that URL, this one. Okay, understand that? What we are going to do, right? Just copy this and then go to the duplicate and go to here, form.xml. Okay, go to the form.xml. And here, go to that edit and we can update here. Okay, I'm updating that particular one. You may ask question, Murali, why you are not configuring the credentials? As I said earlier, when you use manual process, you have to be configure credentials inside the setting.xml. But when you integrate with Jenkins, right, you don't require. Will be everything integrated with Jenkins only credentials part. Okay, fine. Now you can see it here, right? We have updated that one. Okay, and then what you have to do, we need to create the Jenkins job. The job name we are giving build and push to JFrog deploy Tomcat pipeline. Sorry, 1 second. The job name we have create the Jenkins file name is build and push to JFrog pipeline. Okay, now you can copy this and go to the Jenkins new item. Okay, give the item name here, and then here you can select the free pipeline. Okay, and then you can come down, you can OK. Now here we are creating that particular configuration, and then what you have to do, right? We need to write the pipeline script. There are two ways. One is we can directly write the script here. Second option is you can choose the pipeline script from SCM. Usually, right, we always choose the pipeline script from SCM inside the source code source code management, either GitHub or GitLab or Bitbucket, right? We'll be create the Jenkins file and we can store all the Jenkins file configuration. Okay, understand that? But what I'm going to do, right? First, I'm going to showcase in the pipeline script, and then we can see that in the I will same script I will be updating the source code management, and we can run that particular job. Then the code will be read from Jenkins file in the GitHub, and it will be step by step clone the repository, build the code, and it will push to next JFrog Artifactory. Okay, clear, right? Any questions now? Now you can select this one pipeline script, and first I'm selecting the hello world sample one. As I said earlier, right? Pipeline agent here any means whatever is available, right? It will be run it. By default, it will run it in the master node only. On the stages, right? Here we have a hello world stage is hello, and the step is this one, and we are giving the hello world one. Okay, fine. Now what we have to do, right? What we have to do, go to the documentation. This is our branch. Okay, we can configure when it comes to that. I mean, storing the Jenkins file in the GitHub. Okay, fine. Now first one is what you have to do. We need to write the script related to what is that? Clone the repository. So for that one, right, what you have to do, you have to use this particular script. This particular stage, just copy paste. We already discussed earlier. Just to remove that stage, you can remove exactly. Yeah, remove this stage, and then here we can see, right, clone the repository. Okay, clone the repository and stages, right? Here we can see that git branch and the particular branch one. Okay, here we saw that, right? Build and push to JFrog Jenkins file, and this is the credentials ID it is using. Where can we see this particular credentials ID? Go to the Jenkins. Okay, go to the manage Jenkins, and here we have option credentials. Click this credentials, and here we can see the credentials ID. If you see here, GitHub-credentials. This is the ID we are configuring here. Okay, understand that? Understand that? And then this is the URL. In case if you are not aware, right, what you have to do, right? What you have to do, just use the pipeline syntax. Here we can see that just select the Git. Okay, here we can select the Git. Okay, here you can provide that your GitHub URL and the branch name and credentials. Okay, and then you can, if you generate, right, what will happen, right? Whatever we mention here, right, everything it will come. Okay, understand that? Everything will come. What will happen now? This stage, it will clone the repository. What is the next step? First, I'm going to run this command. As I said, one more thing, guys. This particular, in my case, right, my application is Java 17 application. But here in real time, as I said earlier, we may have Java 8, 11, 17, 21. That's why what we will do, right? Each application, if it is a Java 8 application, we will be running it in the Java 8 slave node. If it is Java 17, we will be running it in the Java 17 slave node. For that one, right, we won't give it any here. What we can do, right, just remove this and give it open, close, and here label. Okay, and then give the single quotation Java 17. You may ask question, where can we get this Java 17 label? So if you remember Java 17, just I'm saving, apply that. Go to here, manage Jenkins. Okay, dashboard. Okay, here go to the manage Jenkins. Here we have a clouds. So here we already configured Java 17, 8, 11, 21. If you go to the Java 17, right? Inside the Java 17, go to the configure. Okay, you can come down. Here we can see that Java 17 label we gave. Okay, same label name I have mentioned here. Now what will happen, right? When you run the job, right, it is automatically spin up the one EC2 instance in the AWS console, and then this particular build will be run this particular EC2 instance. Instead of running in the master node, we will be running it in slave node. Okay, understand that? Fine. Now I'm going to apply, save it. Now I'm going to run this command build now. Okay, build now. Let's see. If you see here, build is running. Okay, now if it's trying, I mean, wait for a few seconds. Now if you see here, I am started. It's still currently we don't have any slave node. That's why it is still running. Now if you go and check it in the manage Jenkins and go to the nodes, right, it will be spin up on new node. Okay, if you see here, currently just now it is launched over new instance, and also you can check it in the AWS console as well. Now you can go here. Okay, here we can see that. If you see here, Java 17 Linux slave node is launching. Okay, fine. Now the particular job also is running this particular. When first time, right, if it doesn't exist the slave node, you will see this message. Jenkins doesn't have label Java 17. Now it is launched the new instance. So the job is running that particular slave node. The slave node path, right? /home /EC2-user. The reason is we mentioned when you configure, right? During that time, my jobs needs to be run it in this particular path only. That's why it is taking that particular path. But when it comes to the master, right? That is a valid Jenkins. Okay. But when it comes to the slave node, we have mentioned this. Inside there is a workspace. There it will be run it. Okay. Understand, right? There it will be run it. Now here we can see that, right? Now here we can see that, right? Okay. Now we can see it here. Everything. Okay. Any questions now? Any questions? Now if you see here, the clone the repository is completed. Clone the repository is completed. What is the next step? Go to the documentation here. We clone the repository is completed. Now we need to build the code. For that one, right? We need to write the stage and we can give it build the code or build whatever, right? Stage name. And here you can see the steps. sh mvn clean install. I'm giving. Just copy this one. Okay. Go to here. Go to that particular job. Okay. Go to the configure. Okay. And here you can come down. Here you need to check properly the particular open and close, and here you can give it this one. And here I'm giving build the code. Okay. Now here remember guys, I'm inside the stage here. This is the stage, build the code, and inside the stage, right? We are declaring the steps. The particular steps I'm using the sh command, that is the Linux command, mvn clean install. Now I'm going to apply and save it. Now I'm going to run this particular one. What will happen, right? First, it will clone the repository. It will build the code. Now, if you go and check it here, right? See here, that is the EC2 instance running, right? The particular running, it is going to run it. You may ask question, Murali, you haven't declared tools and you haven't declared Maven, the particular Maven, whatever defined inside the global tools, right? Yes, the reason is, right, in this particular slave node, whatever, right? This particular slave node, it is the particular AMI will be there, right? In this particular AMI, we already installed the Git, Maven, Java, everything we have installed. That's why we don't require to define that tools inside the script. Okay, understand, right? Inside the script, you don't require to define it. Okay, any questions now? The build also it is done, and also you can check it here as well. The particular var file, whatever generated install plugin also is running. So whatever var file we generated, right? The particular var file, if you see here, this particular var file, it is stored it in the .m2 directly inside the /home /EC2-user. The reason is slave node, we mentioned that path is /home /EC2-user. But if it is running the master node, right? Varlib Jenkins, correct? That is depends on that. Okay, understand that .m2 directly. And this /home user EC2-user, but it's in Jenkins, right? Depends on which user you have logged in. Depends on that it will be stored. Okay, fine. That is fine. Now what you have to do? Tell me what you have to do. Now this build also step is completed. Now we need to write the push the artifacts to JFrog Artifactory. Push the artifact to JFrog Artifactory. For that one, right, I'm giving stages. Push the artifacts into the JFrog Artifactory, and here we are declaring the steps. Inside the steps, I'm writing the script. Okay, inside the script, right? We are defining the current date. What is the current date? For that one, right, we are declaring new java.test.simple date format. That the format is year, month, date, hours, and minutes. We are declaring. The reason is, right, when we push the particular JFrog artifacts var file in the JFrog, right, we need to maintain that hours and minutes wise. So that's why we wanted to maintain. That's why I'm writing this one. If you want, you can declare this one, or else if you want, if you don't require, just leave it. Okay, but depends on use cases, right? We may inside that particular microservice one. This is the repository. Okay, inside the microservice one, I mean, one second, not microservice one. What is that repository name? tech-snapshot, right? Inside the tech-snapshot, it will be stored the particular repository, I mean, var files. Okay. Now, if you see here, first we are getting the current date, whatever current date. And then here we are defining that particular target path with the particular timestamp. For that one, right, diff, we are mentioning target path, and then what is the repository name? In this particular JFrog, right, the repository name is tech-snapshot, right? The particular tech-snapshot we are declaring here /, and we are defining that whatever we are getting that current date, we are placing here. inside this particular current date, right? The particular var file will be placed. Okay, understand, right? This is the first step is to get the current date. Whatever current date you will get it. Second step is inside the particular target path, right? Whatever JFrog repository, that is the tech-snapshot. Inside this tech-snapshot, it will be create one folder that is the timestamp, whatever getting that current date. If you see here, the current tech-snapshot, current date. It means like whatever we are getting the current date, it will be placed here. Okay. Now what we are doing here, right? Here we are using the RT uploader. Using this RT uploader command, it will be upload the particular var file in the JFrog Artifactory with timestamped, whatever we are getting timestamp, right? That one. For that one, right? If you see here, we are using server ID. Server ID is nothing but inside this particular Jenkins. Okay, go to the manage Jenkins. Okay, go to the security. If you go and check it here, right? Go to the security. Here, go to the security. Here you can come down. Yeah, not security. 1 second. Global tools. Okay. This one, system. Okay. Go to the system. And you can come down. If you see here, JFrog. If you see here, we have a JFrog ID we gave, right? Same ID we need to mention here. Whatever ID we gave inside that system, right? Same ID how to mention. Then what will happen, right? It will be use these credentials. Whatever we configure, right? This credentials, username is DevOps and password, right? Use these particular credentials to push the particular var file in the JFrog. Okay, understand, right? Server ID. And the spec session we are declaring files, and here pattern is whether it is your application which will generate jar or var file. In our case, var file, right? That's why we are giving star.var, any name with the star.var. And then target, right? In this particular target, we mention the dollar open close target path. Open close target path is nothing but whatever we are getting here, the particular target path. Which target path we are getting? Here we are getting tech-snapshot / and then we are getting the current date. The particular date will be displayed here. Inside this particular path, it will be store the var file. It will be store the var file. Okay, just copy this one. We'll be run it so that you will get some idea. Okay, for that one, go to here, go to the job. Okay, go to that configure. Okay, and you can come down little bit, and here we have option. Okay, now you can check it here. Yeah, here you can copy paste. Okay, now fine. Now again I'm explaining here. Here first you will get the current date, and then you will get that particular target. We are appending the particular current date. I mean adding that current date, and then here we are using RT uploader. RT upload, using RT upload, we are uploading the artifacts to the JFrog with the timestamped path. Okay, whatever we are getting here, that target path, right? Whatever we are getting here, it will be displayed here, and then inside there, it will be store the var file. Okay, now we can apply, save it. Now if you go here, build now, go here, build now. Now it is run the build. Okay, it is run the build. Now what will happen? It will first it's clone the repository, then it will be clean and install. And then what will happen? It is uploading. If you see here, it is using the RT upload and it's trying to upload the particular var file in the JFrog. Okay, it may take little bit time, depends on your var file, but it is running. Okay, now if you go and check it here, copy this URL, copy this particular URL. Okay, and then you can run it here. Run it here. Okay, if you see here, with the date it is uploaded inside the tech-snapshot, right? With the date, the particular date, right? You can click this one, you can able to see the var file. In case if you want to add extra one also, you can add it, but here you can see that tech-snapshot, it is storing the particular var file. Okay, understand that? With the date, if you see here, the date, month, year, month, date, and the timing, it will be displayed. Okay, understand that? Any questions here? Any questions here? No, right? So this is the process of pushing the particular var file in the JFrog. Again, I'm repeating this condition. If you want to be add the timestamp, you can add it. If you don't require, you can ignore it. That is your wish. But in my case, right, what I'm going to why I'm showcasing, right? In case if you want to be store it, if you want to be add the particular timestamp also inside the timestamp, if you want to be store that particular var file, right? You can add it like this. Okay, whatever I have showcased. Okay, understand that? And one thing, remember, guys, very rare cases in real time, right? We are storing the var files in the JFrog or Nexus. The reason is, right, most of the organizations having the microservices. Most of the organizations are microservices using. So that's the reason we always use the, we'll be deploy the applications in the Kubernetes. We'll be create the Docker image. We don't require to store that particular WAR file in the JFrog. But few years back, right? They were storing the WAR files in the JFrog, and then we are deploying that WAR file in the Tomcat directly using Jenkins pipeline or Jenkins freestyle job. But currently, most of the trending part is microservices only. Everyone is deploying in the Kubernetes. Okay, everyone is deploying the Kubernetes. But the thing is, you should be aware of how do we integrate this particular JFrog with Jenkins. Okay, understand that? Any questions now? Now we have verified the WAR file is pushed or not. We have verified everything looks good, and also congratulations, you have successfully pushed the particular WAR file in the JFrog using Jenkins pipeline. Okay, clear, right? Any questions now? Any question? Just we recap what we discussed. First, we installed the Jenkins JFrog, and also we created the GitHub token. Okay, the token also is available here. Okay, fine. We installed the plugins Git Maven Artifactory plugin, and we created the user, that is the DevOps, and then we given that password as well, and then we created the Maven repository, and the particular username is repository is tech-snapshot and releases, and we have updated the particular snapshot and releases inside the pom.xml inside distribution management. Both snapshot and release we have mentioned that, and we created the Jenkins pipeline. The name is build and push to pipeline. Okay, and then we need to configure that particular configure Git repository, this particular one, build and push to JFrog. And here, right, I forgot to showcase one thing here in this particular code, right? Go to the configure. Here we mention that script directly in the Jenkins job, but the reality, right, we always update this particular script in the GitHub only. The reason is, right, in case in one of your teammate, someone made some changes here. How do we track it? Very difficult, right? That's why we always store this particular script in the Jenkins file, and we can call it. For that one, right, go to the repository. Okay, go to here, microservice one. Here we can create one file. Okay, in the same branch only. Remember, guys, git and push to JFrog. Go to here, add, create a new file, and here I'm giving Jenkins file. Okay, and then here you can update here, and then go here, commit changes. Okay, fine. Now what you have to do? Now go to the Jenkins job. Here you can select your pipeline script from SCM. Okay, here you need to select that Git, select Git, and here it is asking the GitHub URL. Where can we get? Go to here, like this. Okay, now here copy this particular repository, copy this and paste it here, and here it is asking the credentials. You can select here GitHub credentials, select this, and here most important, guys, you need to change the branch name. What is the branch name in our case? Our case is build and push to JFrog Jenkinsfile. Okay, now you can update here, / you can update here, and then you can apply. And here most important, script path, right? Our script path, the particular Jenkins file is available in the root path only. That's why directly you can give it here. In case some of the use cases, right, we may store it in the different location. Example, src flash. Inside the src, example I'm telling, guys, very rare cases, but example, in case if this Jenkins file is different location, right? Example, src / Jenkins file, right? So you have to mention entire path. Okay, but in our case, right, Jenkins file is in the root path. That's why you don't require to define that. Okay, apply, save it. Now what I'm going to do, right? You can click build now. Now you can click this one. Now if you see here, it is going on. Now what will happen, right? It will read the particular Jenkins file, and it will be do that step-by-step process, and it will push the particular artifact to the JFrog as well. And also you can, if you see here, RT upload use. Okay, and also you can check it here if you want. If you go here one step back, you can check the particular date wise. Now here you can see that 2 dates. Earlier we if you see here, 2 different timings. Okay, last time you can see it earlier 12:19. Now just now we run it 12:24. Okay, clear, right? This is the process of integrating. Instead of writing the script inside the Jenkins job, we can create a Jenkins file and we can update that one. Okay, understand that? And also we have clone the repository, build the code, and also we have written the script as well. Okay, now you can see it here, whether verified or not. Okay, just copy paste this one and just change it whatever you want, and then you can do it. It will be work. Okay, understand that? Any questions now? If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me via LinkedIn, Instagram, Telegram, and also we have a Tech Code with Murali website. I already published all the DevOps related courses. If you are planning to enroll the course, right, you can use DevOps 50 coupon code to get 50% discount. Okay. Thanks for watching this video. We'll see you next video.